Hi, this is Mrs. Barthelmess with a presentation about how to use Diigo and how to create an account so that you can use this awesome tool. So Diigo is not only a website but also a Google Chrome extension, which means that when you're using Google Chrome or using a Chromebook, it is built into your web browser and it makes online research really easy if you are doing research if you want to take notes or highlight on things that you read on the web. So as you can see at the top of the screen, that's an example of the highlighting and the sticky note features that you can do so that you can both annotate and highlight. And then in addition, there is an area of Diigo called My Library, which keeps track of all the websites that you've visited. And so you can go back to them and see a little snippet of the highlights and annotations that you made, or just organizes it in a way so that you can find your websites that you visited for later use. In case you're not familiar with a Chrome extension, these are sort of like mini software extensions, software programs that people can use. And what it does is it changes the way your all different websites can be used. So you can see there's like at the top, there's a little picture of all different extensions that are installed on my Google Chrome. You can either access these by going to the Google Chrome Web Store, but students at HC Crittenden already have Diigo pre-installed. Diigo is the extension second from the left with it's blue with the D in it. So if you're using a Chromebook, you don't have to worry about signing into Chrome because it happens automatically. But if you are on a desktop computer, you have to make sure that you're signed into Chrome. And you do that by clicking on the three orange bars on the upper right-hand side of the browser. And you want to make sure that you are signing in with your @byramhills.net username and password. And then, again, only on the desktop computers, make sure you have clicked Link Data. If you don't link the data, it won't remember who you are. So once you've signed into Chrome, you can access the Diigo extension by clicking on the blue icon with the D. And instead of clicking on Sign In, what I want you to do always is to click on where it says Google Account. And what this does is it prevents you from having to retype your username and password because it will be linked to your Google Chrome sign-in. If you have never used Diigo before, you have to create an account with that website first. So if you click on Google, sign in with Google, and it brings you to a new account screen, I want you to type in on the right-hand side here where it says create a new Diigo account. You're going to have to create your own username, which for us we suggest using your first name and the first letter of your last name plus your two last digits of your graduation year. What we would like to do is minimize the use of your last name out on the web. So by using your first name and just the first initial of your last name, it gives you more privacy. The email address you should use is the same @byramhills.net Google account that you sign into Chrome with. The password is going to be your choice. You can use whatever password you like, but please note that the password has to be at least 6 characters long, 6 letters or numbers or mixtures. So since many of your network passwords are a little shorter than that, maybe you want to try using your network password plus a number or 2. When you're done, you're going to click Create the account and connect it with Google. With that part out of the way, now anytime you're on the web and you want to access and use the Diigo extension, you're going to click on that little D next to the URL bar, and you're going to click on Google Account, and this will allow Chrome to recognize who you are. So when you click on that D, you'll see some tools that drop down. The most useful ones are probably going to be the Annotate button, or going back to the My Library area so that you can see all the websites that you've used. So let's see how this looks when you're on a website that you might be using for research. So if I've already signed up for my Diigo account, clicked on, I'm on a website that I want to annotate. I've clicked on the D, I've chosen the annotate option, and then you'll notice this little floating toolbar that gives me some options. If I click on the little highlighter pen, you can see I have the option of a color. You might want to try color coding your notes by the type of information. You also have the options to create a sticky note. This will give you an icon that looks like a little post-it note in various different colors. Again, you can organize it how you like. And this allows you to write on top of the website rather than just highlighting their own information. Because sometimes you're thinking about what you're reading, and that's an excellent thing. So having your thoughts posted right on that page will be very helpful to you. So anytime you come back to this website and sign into Diigo, you'll be able to see any sticky notes that you attach to a page. This is an example of highlighting, just selecting the text and that little floating toolbar giving you the option to use different colors. Some different colors and some sticky notes on different examples. And you can see it works on a variety of different websites. We were looking at some databases. This is the Google Cultural Institute. Later on, when you click on My Library, you'll see all these different websites that you have visited. Street in Rose in Winter, from the Google Cultural Institute. It looks like you have 2 annotations from that website. I see the number 2 next to it. And then I've got my post-it note on the top, and then highlighted text that's from the website itself underneath it. You can see the icon for the post-it note is for your annotations, and then the color is for showing you just what you highlighted. So you can see all your different resources in all within the My Library section. Now if you click on those links, those highlighted blue links, those are hyperlinks that'll bring you back to that web page, and it should load your your annotations and sticky notes when you revisit that page. You can see that this page looks a little differently when I go back to it because there is a little red bookmark icon over the Diigo extension on my toolbar. Now I don't see the highlights coming up right away, and if that happens to you, just click on the annotate button. Click on the Diigo extension, then click on the annotate button, and that should bring back your highlights and sticky notes. So that's Diigo. I hope you sign up for an account and start using this when you're doing your online research to highlight and keep track of your research and take notes. Enjoy!